Greetings of the day, dear students. In this video we are going to discuss about the thermal power plant layout, its different components, what are the different components we are having in the thermal power plant, and what is the function of each and every component, and how we are going to generate the electrical power. All those things we are going to discuss in this video. Dear students, in our previous video we have discussed about the hydro power plants. Similarly, here in thermal power plants, with the help of fuel combustion, right, the chemical energy that is associated with the fuel is to be converted into the thermal energy. Now the thermal energy is to be converted into the mechanical energy. Finally, the mechanical energy is to be converted into the electrical energy. So this is what to be achieved. The chemical energy is to be converted into thermal energy, the thermal energy is to be converted into mechanical energy, and the mechanical energy is to be converted into the electrical energy. If you observe, there are so many intermediate stages where one form of energy is being converted into another, right? Directly the coal is not being converted into electrical energy. Directly we are not getting from coal, directly we are not getting electrical energy. If you observe, there are so many intermediate stages are there. So it means that one form of energy is to be converted into another form. One form of energy is to be converted into another form. So because of that, the amount of energy loss will be very high, right? Now, dear students, in order to achieve this target, right, we have to use a boiler, where for that the inputs are to be water, air and fuel, where the fuel will be burnt in the presence of the air, right? Some amount of air is required in order to burn the fuel completely, and with the help of that heat energy, the water that is fed to the boiler will be converted into the steam. Now the steam output that comes from the boiler will be given as an input to the steam turbine. This steam turbine is going to convert this steam into mechanical energy. Now the mechanical energy is to be converted into electrical energy with the help of the alternator. Once we got the electrical energy, that will be injected into the bus bar. Of course, different stages will be there before directly coupling it to the bus bar, right? But we are going to have a boiler, steam turbine and alternator as the major components. Dear students, if you observe the layout, if you are going to consider a coal-based thermal power plant, first the coal is to be handled this coal is to be brought to the coal handling plant, right? The coal that is located at the different coal mines, after digging them and after different means of transport, either through railways or road means or through water means, whatever might be the means of transport, finally it is to be brought to the thermal power plant location. Once the raw coal is brought to the coal handling plant, right, there the coal is to be undergone pulverization, that is, it is to be made into the fine powder, so that if the coal is pulverized, it can be made to be burnt completely. There won't be any wastage of coal, right? In the point of unburnt coal, in order to make the coal to get burned completely, it is to be pulverized, and for the burning process to take place, it requires some amount of air. That air is to be extracted from the atmosphere with the help of forced draught fan, right? With the help of forced draught fan, the air will be extracted from the atmosphere, and through air preheater, the air will be fed to the boiler. Now two components are fed to the boiler. One is the air and another one is the coal. Air and coal are fed to the boiler. Next one is the water. Water is required, right? That water is also fed to the boiler. Water. Now in the boiler, the water will be converted into the steam. This is very, very important. Again, we will be having the different types of wet steam and dry steam, right? This wet steam is to be further heated in order to be convert it into the dry steam with the help of superheater. So once the steam that is directly coming from the boiler, which is a wet steam, once it has undergone the superheating process, it will be converted into the dry steam. Now this dry steam with the help of main valve will be given as an input to the turbine. So this turbine is a steam turbine. Now this turbine output will be coupled to the alternator or synchronous generator, right, where we are going to get the electrical energy as the output. Right. Now the steam, after having done its useful work, again that steam is to be converted back. That steam is to be converted back to the water, and that will be done with the help of the condenser. Here from the turbine output we are getting the exhaust steam, where the steam has done its useful work, right? Now this exhaust steam will be again with the help of cooling tower and condenser, it will be converted back to the water. Right? Now this water with the help of the circulating pumps will be fed back. See here, with the help of HP feed water, again it will be fed back through economizer to boiler. This flow is important, dear students. From the boiler we are getting the steam. The steam is superheated, and with the help of main valve it is given to the turbine. Now it has done its work. After completing its useful work, again the steam that is coming out from the turbine will be converted back to the water with the help of this condenser, right? Now this water will be again fed back with the help of HP feed water pumps back to the economizer, and from economizer again it goes back to the boiler. Right? Along with this condensate from the condenser, right, some amount of water which is lost, right, is to be fed back with the help of this makeup water treatment, right, which is going to add some additional water which we have lost in the condensation process. So this deaerator is having the two inputs. One is from the LP feed water heater and another one is from the makeup water treatment plant. And now this output of the deaerator, where it is going to remove the dissolved oxygen content from the water with the help of HP feed water pump, will be fed back to the economizer. Clear? Now after the coal, just like as if the steam having done its useful work, converted back to the water, after coal getting completely burnt, the ash handling plant will be there, the ash handling plant will be there, where you have to remove the ash, where that coal, because of the burning which is converted into the ash, that ash is to be removed with the help of ash handling plant, and it will be sent to the ash storage location. Now that ash can be used for making the bricks or some other purpose, it can be used, right? So here the coal, after getting completely burnt, which is going to converted into the ash, that is to be collected and it is to be stored at the separate location, right? Here the air that is required for the burning, as we discussed earlier, we are going to get it from the forced draught fan, and we are going to have a chimney which is an exhaust for the air that is to be sent out back to the atmosphere. And also another important component is the flue gases, the gases which are going to escape the heat or steam that is going to get escaped from the boiler. That flue gases are used to superheat the steam. The flue gases will be given to the superheater. Now this superheater is going to convert the wet steam into the dry steam. Similarly, some amount of heat or heat that is going to be leaked into the atmosphere, those are the flue gases, again will be given to the economizer, where here also the water again will get heated up. The water that you are getting from the HP feed water pump is will get heated up, right, in the economizer with the help of this flue gases, Now here if you observe the electrical output that we are getting from the exciter or alternator, which will be at low voltage and high current ratings, the power will be generated. Now that power is to be transferred at higher voltage levels and lower current ratings. For that sake, it will be, the voltage will be stepped up, and with the help of isolators and circuit breakers, it will be finally connected to the bus bar, where the power is to be transferred or transmitted to the long distances, right? So these are the different components in the layout of a thermal power plant. Dear students, in this entire discussion, the important points are: boiler is to be fed with air, coal and water. From boiler we wish to get the steam as an output. That steam will be a wet steam that is to be superheated to convert into the dry stream, which will be going to have high pressure, high temperature and high velocity. Such kind of steam will be given to the turbine as an input to the steam turbine. This steam is going to hit the turbine blades and make it rotate, and it will make it rotate the turbine blades, right? Now we are going to get the mechanical output. That mechanical output will be coupled to the shaft of the alternator. This alternator is going to convert the mechanical energy into electrical energy. Now the steam has done its useful work. This steam should not be let out or should get wasted by releasing it into the atmosphere. We have to convert it back, this steam, into water again, and that water will be used back again and will be fed back to the boiler. During this entire process, where the water got wasted in the form of vapor or in some other form, that is to be added additionally with the help of makeup water treatment plant. Now finally the coal after having burnt completely, which will be converted into the ash. That ash is to be collected separately with the help of ash handling plant, and finally it will be stored at separate location, right? So these are the important components in the layout of a thermal power plant. Thank you.